Welcome back to Not Just a Statistic channel. Today we have Denise Britz, do Nascimento Silva. Thank you very much to be here. Please, if I mispronounce your name, feel free to correct me. She worked in the National Statistical Office Brazil, but also in UK. She was a lecturer and of course she's a statistician. Thank you very much to be with us. I have a few questions for you. The first one is why I have the feeling people don't know what is official statistics. Then let's say normal people. I say human being, no? We are statisticians, then they are the human being. Why a ordinary person need to care, need to know the official statistics in the daily life?
Thank you, Luca. Thank you for inviting me. It's a very nice invitation, so thank you very much. Well, I will start with one word, citizenship. You see, it's the power of citizenship and advocacy and understanding the key social phenomena that permeates the life, like demographics, crime, employment, and poverty. The other thing is it affects the daily life of a citizen. If you think on contract adjustment rates for a rent contract, or you think in decisions about where the school will be, public policies, they are all related to a base or should be based on official statistics data. So it affects the daily life of a citizen. So this is the other thing. And also, if you think now in the time we are in this case with threats to democracy, it's a life and death case of fact and fake. So if you see in my country, it's now time of elections time, presidential elections time. And so sometimes, many times, official statistics are used wrongly, but we can also use to prove that what a candidate is saying is not correct. So I think it's democracy, citizenship, and daily life.
Yes, I completely agree. Thank you to, in a few words, to say such important thing. And people sometimes doesn't know that many indicators like GDP, the gross domestic product, inflation, that in some countries, especially in your area, could be very important. The price when you go to the supermarket, poverty, the calculation of poverty, all the unemployment rate, all this data, they think they come from journals, from newspaper. No, they come from the National Statistical Office. And the newspaper mention this data, politicians mention this data, but they don't mention the National Statistical Office. Or if they mention is unclear. Thank you, Denise. Of course, you I think you worked always in UK, in Brazil, in the university, always as a statistician. What you love of statistics, what maybe you hate of statistics, or of the statistical environment, let's say?
Well, I think I'll say that I love. What I love is that we can work in many different areas with many different people all around the world. The other thing that I say, that I used to say to my students, is that if you are a statistician, you can take your bag or suitcase and work in any place of the world. That's not the thing for many other professions, but for statistics it is. You can just work in any place of the world, and what you study here in Brazil will be the same that what the person will study in UK, United States, Europe, Asia, and other things. And you will speak the same language in statistics. So it's this opportunity of working with people in other areas, any areas, and in any place that it's really nice. And then there is always a challenge, because to work with statistics with other people or in different areas, you have to learn about the area, and you have to learn and communicate with people, stakeholders and people with different knowledges and subjects. So this, I think, it's really nice.
Yes, it's a little bit like football. Now it's just finished the World Cup. And I would add this for sure is true in statistics, but maybe it's even more true in official statistics because we have international methodology that normally refer to United Nations, the Statistical Commission. It's a very interesting concept that this is a baggage that you can bring everywhere. And then you spoke about students. What is your advice to a new statistician today?
I think I will follow what you said on international context. So engage with international technical and scientific societies and groups. So learning from global practice and academic contributions worldwide, it's really, really valuable. Maintain an open connection with the world, with the international community. And always remember that official statistics is for public good. And I will tell you something. I had all my academic degrees until the undergraduate and master, then I got a PhD outside the country. And when you start to deal with people from different countries, it opens my eyes that I can learn, I can improve what I do here in Brazil, and I can teach other people how I do things, because sometimes our environment may be different, so we have different solutions. So sometimes we work in a central statistical office and you are not so motivated to communicate with people from other countries or other national offices, but you have to be motivated yourself and do it. Imagine even now that's even more easy to get in touch with people from other countries. So that's one of it. Open this window to this huge community worldwide that work in official statistics in different countries and regions and learn from them. Even learn the difficulties, not only the solutions, because appreciate the difficulties will make you value what you are doing as well.
Yes, yes. Very nice. Also, in some way, this video born from this suggestion. I am in Malta, you are in Brazil, we met in an international conference, we did a great session together that you organize in the conference. It's really practical. You give an example. You are an example of your suggestion.
Can I also add something? Can I also
Please.
add on?
Sure.
And that is a bit of propaganda, but I think it's nice. That is very early stage of my career. I became a member of the International Association of Service Statisticians. Then I became a member of the International Statistical Institute, the ISI, and also a member of International Association for Official Statistics. So these are communities that sometimes we believe that because we can communicate via LinkedIn or everywhere in the social media and think with other people, but being a member of the societies, you become part of the community. And then people start to knowing you and they talk directly with you and you are involved in events. And so it makes a difference. So support this type of international associations. It's very important and very valuable as well.
Yes, yes, please. Here everything is a law, and also I completely agree with you. I worked to a national statistical office. When I introduced myself and I am Luca, I work in most of the people, this office ask me a lot of information, blah, blah, blah. This was mostly the reaction. But the other reaction was, but you work for the government. Your statistics are really neutral. We need to buy that. There was sometimes, it was a genuine comment. No. What do you think? What is your answer? And also, I'm curious to know if something like this happened also to you.
Yeah. So, yes, it always happens. Although we work in a correct way and to provide impartial insights into society's economic, social, and environmental issues, we are always There is always doubt. You are always questioned about this. So I truly believe that in most of the countries, like mine, official statistics provide impartial insights. However, neutral is another thing, because the choice of what you are measuring is not neutral all the time. So we can consider that there are some countries that do not measure poverty, or there are some countries that do not consider gender questions in their surveys. You may ask about the sex of the individual, but not gender issues. So the insights and the way the offices work in most of the countries, and I can say this clearly about my country, that is impartial insights and work done for society and public good. The choice of what is measured, there is an agenda. There is always an agenda. So these are two different things. I have a friend that works a lot with social indicators, and he always says, the choice of the indicator and what you are measuring and what you are publishing, it's not neutral, because there is a choice on that.
Yes, I completely agree. Also, how we measure the different statistics. People doesn't know, for instance, National Statistical Office Mexico is 10,000 employees. National Statistical Office Italy, 3,000. France similar. Ireland also is very big. UK is very big. It's not one person that calculate the inflation. Of course, no, today the premier is the president is my friend. They to say 10, I say 9. No, to calculate this is probably 50 people are in this, and probably there are many national institutions, because some of these indicators, the central bank participate, other institutions at national level. Then you have the international level, because you have a World Bank, IMF, OECD, that if they see something strange, they ask questions and so on. And also, in many countries, there is the president, but there is also the opposition. Then in the office, we work neutral, but of course people are hired from every political party. Then how you can agree on? Of course, the director is appointed maybe from the minister for the government. Always there is, to calculate this number is very complex. Many people are involved.
Yeah, the fact is, there is a solid procedure and a quality framework for that. And there are a lot of people involved in every stage of the production of official statistics. So it is solid and it is trustable. That's the experience I had. I worked 35 years in the Central Statistical Office, and I may have complaints of different actions, but never about the truth of the official statistics. Never.
Great. This is a very nice ending of this interview. I promise you 10 minutes. We are 15. Anyway, I enjoy very much to meet you online. I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much from Not Just Statistics. Maybe we will meet soon for other questions or on person.
Okay, thank you very much.